A pleasant morning to all of you. Thank you for joining us, and I'd like to congratulate you, the AUP Leaders Advocates for Youth. You have chosen a particular group to join in, which is called Ally. Leadership is important, and when you talk about leadership from the scriptures is replete with concepts and theology and practical tips on how to view leadership. First and foremost, I'd like to talk about first what biblical leadership is all about. The epitome of what leadership is embedded in the life and ministry of Jesus. When you look at the scriptures, and particularly in the Gospels, you find that Jesus himself embodied what a Christian leadership is and what leadership is all about. First and foremost, Jesus was a servant leader. Jesus chose not to be served, but to serve others. This concept is one of the theories in leadership in which not only biblical theologians, scholars of the Bible have studied, but even non-religious writers on leadership have even explored. Let's talk about spiritual leadership and servant leadership all intertwined into one. We cannot lead if we have not spent time with Jesus. In the same way that you find Jesus' leadership, that Jesus was dependent to God, who being the leader, and he was following the leader. And even when Jesus manifested what leadership to his disciples, Jesus remained dependent to the Father. He spent time praying and in meditation. That concept is paramount to what spiritual leadership is. Number one, we as leaders, youth leaders, and the not so young leaders are to spend time with Jesus. And how do we do that? We spend time with our leader through his word. This spiritual leadership grows into what we know as servant leadership. Jesus embodied what servant leadership is. Jesus chose not to be served, but to serve others. You know, Sister White has amplified what leadership is. Number one, she said that leadership is a constant dependence to God through the working of the Holy Spirit in our lives. Ally is a group of leaders that they look into primarily for the interests of the youth. I'd like to challenge you as you explore your potentials in your respective leadership roles. You primarily must be spiritual, and thus it radiates to what servant leadership is. But more than that, your leadership should be influencing the life of others. I'd like to challenge you. Make your life a ripple in this campus and beyond, that you influence not only your sphere of people, but also the others, making a great impact in your life and the life of others. Thank you, and may the Lord bless you, and may the Lord provide you more chances of exercising spiritual, servant, and influencing leadership.